The next morning, Cynthia dropped Luke at Mom and Dad's so she could stop by the police station and check in with Warren. Although Warren wasn't technically her boss, he'd stepped in when Detective Randy Bain, the man who'd been acting as her boss, was part of an accidental shooting involving her boyfriend, Ben. She shook her head at the memory, not wanting to start the day in such a melancholy way, not wanting to remember. While Cynthia had several years of audit experience with a public accounting firm, Louise Geller had taught Cynthia everything she knew about fraud investigations and building a case that would stand up in court. Louise was also fluent in German, which is why she'd been on loan to Toronto Police Services for a couple of months now. They had some German financials that needed deciphering. Since Warren had told Cynthia to stay away from the station, she opted to stop by Louise's office first. It was empty. Really empty. The kind of empty where your voice echoes back to you when you talk. Weird. She took a deep breath, mustered some courage, and marched down the hall to Warren's office.
"Cynthia?"
he said, looking up from his laptop. Cynthia took a seat in one of the chairs across from Warren's desk.
"I thought I told you it was best for your safety if you extended your bereavement leave."
"You did, but—"
"Then get out of here."
He flung his hand up in the air, motioning at the door. As Cynthia was dealing with Ben's death, Warren had brought her new information regarding her husband, Jason. "I don't get it," Cynthia said. "I know you said the mafia may have something to do with Jason's death, but I just don't see it. It was an accident." Warren started to say something, but Cynthia wasn't finished. "Besides, it was over 2 years ago. If the mafia were watching me, wouldn't we already know that? Wouldn't I be dead instead of talking to you?"
"Not necessarily,"
Warren shrugged.
"The mob just doesn't go around killing people for the fun of it. They usually have a good reason. If they were watching you when Jason died, they probably decided you weren't a threat and moved on to bigger fish."
Cynthia raised her eyebrows and nodded in understanding. "So, you think I'm in danger now because CPA is investigating Clear?" The Federal Chartered Professional Accountants Organization suspected Clear Wind Energy Corp was a front for mafia activity.
"Yes, technically you'll be investigating Clear. I've requested the accident report and any other related documents we have from archives. I'll know more after I see it," said Warren. "CPA has passed the case on to us now that it's a possible criminal offense."
"Right," said Cynthia. "They must suspect—"
"Louise's favorite F word,"
Warren cut her off. Cynthia smirked, then nodded.
"Doesn't surprise me," continued Warren. "They were one of your old boss's clients."
Warren had wasted no time getting himself up to speed on Detective Bain's files. "Ah, yes, David Giroux," Cynthia said, remembering the man she'd helped put behind bars for murder months ago.
"Plus the mob connection has everyone jacked up."
"So, what did CPA's lawyer say? What did the auditors find that makes them think it's the mob?" Cynthia asked.
"There was a large sum of cash deposited in Clear's account that couldn't be explained."
Cynthia nodded while Warren continued.
"There were also some notes in Giroux's old audit file about inventory. Some items that didn't seem to be part of Clear's regular business activity."
"Did CPA say what Clear had to say about all of this?"
"They contacted Matt Moore, Clear's major shareholder. He answered their questions, but they weren't satisfied, which is why they passed this on to us."